Do you sometimes have trouble being present when people are experiencing a lot of intense emotions? I'm Lily with Brown Bear Herbs, and through my plant meditation club, I've discovered an herb that I think will help with that. That herb is ginseng or Renshen. Ginseng has a lot of traditional uses that help with fortification. It's just used a lot. There's a lot to go into with that, but I'm going to focus on what I noticed about helping with resilience, and especially resilience for witnessing other people's suffering. The herb had it's like soothing and empowering was the experience that people were sharing. At one point in my life, I had a family member who was going through a really intense suffering. And the way I learned how to deal with it energetically was to ground into my heart. And when I took the ginseng, I experienced something similar to that, where the energetics of the herb made it so that my heart chakra, instead of rotating like this, it rotated down at an angle, down into and through and back from Mother Earth. And this was like extremely fortifying and strengthening. So rather than grounding by bringing energy up from the earth, we are in our heart and drawing energy from the earth directly into our heart, and thereby being able to like sit with emotion, whether it's what we find of our own inside that space, or when we're sitting with another person, being able to just stay in our hearts instead of dissociating or otherwise shutting it out. There's a lot of ways to shut things out. You can end the conversation. You can say, I've got really great boundaries. That's not my problem. You can later turn to drugs and alcohol to like let go of that. You can kind of like keep being in the conversation, but your thoughts are elsewhere, so it's not touching you in the same way. Those strategies are not going to help the person who's suffering, and they're not going to help you become resilient enough so that you can deal with the problems that are going on in your world, in your community, and in your heart too. Because a lot of times we need to work through stuff in our own hearts before we're as good as we want to be, or is going to be ideal to like be able to just sit and listen to other people. And many times the problems that we're dealing with in life are problems that we might not be able to do anything about personally. Like, for example, the war in Palestine. It's horrible. A lot of people agree on not wanting children to die, not wanting to see anyone suffer like that. It hurts us to be aware that that's happening and that we don't have power. But when we can sit with it and we can let people know that we love them and we're there for them, at least emotionally, that's a start. That's a start. That's not the solution, but that's a start. So ginseng can be a part of that solution for people who are, want to be more present, want to be able to deal with like what can be horrifying to hear about. There's things that happen all the time in the world that are just horrible. And having this like strong energy, which felt like pretty masculine to me, and that's archetypally. So that does not mean it's exclusive to any part of the gender spectrum. I always felt my father was like had a lot of feminine qualities, and my mother has a lot of masculine qualities. I always appreciate seeing diversity within one human being. So another thing that ginseng communicated to me was how helpful it is for the kidneys, which I hadn't read a lot about. The kidneys are associated with the emotion fear. I believe this was another way of the plant communicating to me that, like on a very deep level, because our kidneys are our deepest organ, that it can heal and fortify the parts of us that really need that in order to be able to be better in community and better in our relationships and better to ourselves. But really, like when we have that inner strength that we gain through meditation and healing, like what is it if we're not sharing it with the world? By strengthening the kidneys, we reduce we're able to deal with things that would cause fear more easily. We're able to see more clearly and maintain our strength, our sense of strength. We have more of core strength on that kidney level. So heart and kidneys is what came out of it. I will say for me, I'd love to explore this herb more, but I hope other people will. For me, this herb did not work because this herb is helpful for lowering blood sugar. So there's a lot of people that would help with, but I have a past history of having low blood sugar, and I don't need anything in that direction. And it did make kind of like unsettle my body a little bit to take it, because it made me kind of like burn through my sugar faster. And then I was had a little trouble sleeping because I was like really hungry and stuff like that. So I would recommend this herb for anybody who's wanting to do more strengthening their resilience for being in community with people and being a strong soul in the community and witness, or even in just like your personal relationships. And I would also recommend it for people who are on the healthy to high blood sugar end of the spectrum, because it can help regulate that for you. And I would really like to hear your experiences. So I would invite you to meditate with ginseng. I'll have the link in the description to go to the website where you can read more about ginseng's historical uses and how to do a plant meditation if you haven't done one already. And then I would love it if you would comment here or on the blog with your experiences. And if you're a clinician who's been using this in your practice and you've witnessed how it's changed people, and I would love to hear that information too. If you haven't already checked it out, please check out the Plant Meditation Club. And it's a great way to learn about herbs and about the power of your intuition and the value of your community's knowledge. You can find more information at brownbearherbs.com. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Have a great day.